There's nothing worse than calling off your whole stack, knowing that you'll probably beat. All right, let's play some poker. First hand, I'm going to hijack with King 9 suited. I make it $15 and get the button small blind to call. Flop is 8, 9, 7. So, pretty good. Top pair, King kicker, but out of position, I check. Checks around, turn is an ace. And maybe if it was more of a break or undercards, but people love playing with aces. So when it checks to me, I check. Checks around, river is a 6. Now the small blind bet's $50. And even though I checked twice, so maybe I look weak, just on that river, I don't think they're bluffing often. So I do just let it go. And indeed, she had a straight with her 8-5. So our top pair was no good by the river. Very next hand, let's try that again. I'm in under the gun with a pretty hand, ace 10 suited. I make it $15 and I get the button and big blind to call. Flop is very pretty, ace 4 jack. So top pair, 10 kicker, out of position. I have a strategy of checking. That is what I do. Checks around, turn is a deuce. Checks to me, and now let's start betting. I make it $25 and I get the button to call. River is a 5. So now any 3 is a straight, and yeah, my ace seemed a little too thin, 100% to be betting, and if I check, maybe she tries to bluff, so I do check, but she just checks back. I show, and we are good. Very next hand, 3 in a row. Hijack makes it $15. I'm in a big one with 9-7 off. With no drop, it's a time rake, so they don't take any money from each pot. It's good enough, so I do call. Flop is interesting, 10, 7, 8. So bottom pair, open in a straight draw. When I check, and if it's $15, with bottom pair against a small size, we could turn it into a bluff, and I have open-ended to go with it. So let's go. I make it $50, and he does just let it go, and we got a better hand to fold since he actually had a middle pair and the bottom end of a gut shot, so I'll definitely take that. King to V-pip high to get going, because very next hand, hijack limps, button limps. I'm in a small blind with King 10 off, and seemed on a close end. Maybe I should raise anyways. In a moment, I do call. Big blind checks. Flop 6, 4, 8. Yep, nothing going on. Checks, checks around. Turn is an ace. Checks around. River is a queen. Checks around. And a hijack will take it down with a pair of 6s. Moving on, I'm in the low jack with 9-8 suited. I make it $15. Cutoff. 3 bets me to 60. Folds to me, and cutoff usually was calling a lot, so when a player that calls a lot 3 bets does look on the stronger end, but I do have a suited connected hand. Definitely 9-8 is the one I like the less because it connects with the top of range. If I hit a straight, like with Queen Jack 10, Ace King is a straight, still not going anywhere. I do call. Flop 10, 6, Queen. So okay, I got a double gutter. Any 7 or any jack gives me a straight and a backdoor flush draw, so definitely pretty nice. When I check, he just checks back. Turn is a jack. So now I got the bottom end of the straight that I was talking about earlier, and a flush draw though. So when I check, and he bets $150. Yeah, well, I am happy with my straight since, for sure, I mean, he could still have worse hands, but after he 3-bets me pre-flop, checks back the flop, and then bets big on the turn, this really looks like ace-king, but he just has $430 behind, and I got a flush draw as well to go with it, so worst case scenario, if he does have the nuts, at least I've got outs, and I'm not folding, and if I call, let's just rip it, I go all in. He calls, and yep, indeed, he has ace king. We run it twice. We still have outs. First one, we don't get it. It's a queen. Second one is a 3. So, yeah, he will scoop this one, and we are now the bottom of luck with 0. So, hopefully, that turns around. But until then, let's just try to play our best. Next hand, under the gun 1 makes it $15. Low jack calls, cutoff calls. I'm in a button with king 4 suited. And you know, GTO Wizard likes this hand to 3-bet sometimes, and it's stream. Let's be action. I make it $80. And I just get big blind. George, same player that stacked me in the previous hand to call. Other players fold, so once again, heads up against him. Flop comes 10, ace, queen. So, okay. I got a gut shot and a backdoor flush draw. Pretty good. And on this board, after 3-betting pre-flop, I'm just going to see bet range. I'll make it $40. And he huffs. Just seems like he's saying he doesn't like the board, and then calls. So that usually is a pretty clear sign that he has a really strong hand. But now the turn comes a 6. So when he checks, I did get that pretty massive tell, but he still could have hands like two pairs maybe. Maybe he's doing that with ace queen, ace 10, and I got a gut shot and a flush draw. So the plan was, okay, I'll bet now. And if I don't hit, I'll just give up the river. So let's do it. But if I got a bet on a brick turn, I'm going to go big. I make it $300. And he snap rips it for $870. Why in the world did I bet when he gave me such a massive tell that he has a strong hand? Here we are, just, yeah, in a pretty shitty spot. And I was just thinking, is this always King Jack? Because if he has a two pair, if he's ripping it with two pair, I've got plenty of outs, I think, to make it profitable. So, with the extra outs to a gut shot and for what I have behind, I do flick in the call. And indeed, worst case scenario, he has King Jack. He flopped the nuts. So we decided to run it twice. First board is an 8 of hearts. Thank you. Okay. At least we don't get stacked twice against him. Can we actually scoop it? Second board is a 6. So we do not scoop it. Hey, I'll take a chop in that spot. Now on the stats, I'm the overthinker and cursed. Moving on to the next hand. Straddle is going on 2, 5, 10. I'm in under the gun 1 with ace 7 suited. I make it $30. Falls to the big blind who 3-bets me to 80. Haven't seen big blind 3-bet that often, but I'm in position and he made it less than 3x. So I call. Flop is 6, Jack 4. So okay, not flush draws. I'm backdoor straight draws with my 7. So when he checks, I'm going to bet. I don't think I have to bet too big. I make it $50 and he calls. Turn is a 10. Thank you. Let's go. Just the nuts in a 3-bet pot. And he checks. And I do think I went a little too big here. When the flush comes in, I would like 2/3 pot. But at the moment I go for 260. And sadly, no more value to get since he does let it go. And he just had ace king, so makes sense, probably folding to smaller sizes too. And we have some good news because the stats come up and we're in the loose aggressive box. Let's go. I think every time so far I've been in the nit box, I've been trying to not be in there again. So that's definitely a really nice start. Let's try to keep it going. Next hand under the gun makes it $15. Under the one calls. I'm in a butt with ace 10 off. Usually a fold against an undergun raise, but I've seen her have different sizes, so let's do it. I make it $60. Undergun folds, but undergun one calls, so heads up to a flop that is pretty nice. 3, 10, deuce, let's go. Top pair, top kicker, and 10 high board. I'm gonna bet on the bigger side. I make it $70. And she's not going anywhere since he does call. Turn is a 5. She checks on to me, and let's keep on going for value. I think so far my image looks very aggressive. And good part of having that image is you could go thinner for value because people don't believe you that often, and definitely top pair top kicker is good enough. Let's keep on betting. I make it $230. But once again, on the turn, no more value to get since he does just let it go. And yes, he had pocket sevens. Let's try to keep this momentum going and try to get back into green. Next hand, we actually have a better one. Low jack, ace, queen off. I make it $15. I get the hijack cutoff and big blind to call. So go to a promising flop of 7, ace, 6, top pair, queen kicker. Pretty good. But yep, I'm out of position. I check. Hijack bets $55. And I get the cutoff to call. Big blind folds on to me. And yeah, that was a pretty massive size in a multi-way pot. So I definitely think this is value, but after checking, it could definitely be worse. He could have a worse ace that thinks it's good. So not going anywhere. I call. Turn is a 5. Now it checks at a cutoff and he bets $85 on to me. And yeah, the straight draw got there and maybe some two pair if it was sticky. But yep, for that size, after checking, I think I'm good here. Plenty of time to make it profitable. So I do call. So does the hijack. River is not ideal. It's a jack. So yeah, brings in a backdoor flush and ace jack that I think is definitely really relevant. So now, honestly, hoping to get the showdown again a good price, but that does not happen since when I check, hijack bets $350. So not liking it, but my decision becomes pretty easy when the cutoff calls. I just think my hand's never good here, so I do just let it go. And indeed, that river wasn't good because the hijack had two pair, but that actually wasn't relevant because his ace jack wasn't good. Just the cutoff turned the straight with his 8-9, and I guess he got a little scared of the backdoor flush and just called. That makes sense anyways, because that bet was pretty massive in a multi-way pot. So definitely the cutoff is running pretty good against me so far. For this next hand, I got a good amount of shit from it, both on the stream and then after, people reaching out to me on Instagram. So I'll try to explain my thought process here and let me know what you think. Bomb pot time. Boards are 10, 5, 4, and ace 4, 4. And I look down at ace 10, 6, 4. So yeah, top pair, top kicker, and a full house on the other board, just losing against one combo of pocket aces. But one combo is very relevant in a bomb pot. It happens more often than it sounds. And anyways, I do check, and it checks around. Turn is a queen and a deuce. Now the big blind bets $50, and Anastasia calls on to me. If he potted it, I'd definitely go more for just calling in the moment, that small size, after slow playing the flop. Let's try to put more money in there. I potted $325, and now the player to my left, Seth, repots it for $1,100. Fools me, and I am hating this spot. It's always so shitty in bomb pots when you're calling to chop. I am never scooping here. I don't think he's ever doing this with a worse hand on my board than what I have. I don't think there's no way this player is potting it with a hand like 4 deuce or pocket deuces after someone bets and I repot it. Maybe if I just would have called, since we all look kind of weak. So this is a spot that I believe he has the nuts on one board, or he has a straight, or he could have aces, or best case scenario S4, that could even be quartering me if he has a set on the other board, and maybe that's why he's fast playing it. So I go into the tank because this is a spot I have $1,300. So it's a spot that I will risk $1,300, the best case scenario chop. So chopping more or less at average like $400. So I'm risking 13 for best case scenario to win 400. So there seem like so many spots. Maybe he slow played aces. I'm just getting scooped by aces. If he has a straight on the other board and maybe some type of pocket pair, he's free rolling me on my board for a couple outs. Or if he has ace 4 with a set or with 2 pair, I'm getting quarters. So altogether, just seem like a pretty shitty spot. So I do let go of my full house. And yeah, I guess in half worst case scenario, he had the nut straight and pocket kings. So he was free rolling me because I couldn't win on his board and he had 2 outs to scoop. I mean, altogether thinking back, maybe probably still have to call because if he had aces or ace 4, he's very likely betting the flop himself. So what this looks like is he turned a straight, but I really wasn't sure in the moment if he's gonna repot it with just a straight. So he did have a straight and a flush draw. Let me know what you think about that in the comments. I'm guessing you think I should have called. But anyways, this next hand definitely helps. The beautiful pocket aces in the low jack. I make it $15 and I get the hijack, cutoff, and big blind to call. Flop 4, jack 9. So looks pretty decent. Out of position, I check. Checks around. Turn is a jack. Checks to me, and yeah, losing against jacks now. But I thought most of the time, anyways, the players in position would have a bet top pair on the flop and out of position players on the turn. So yeah, I could be losing here sometimes, but I think my hand is mostly good here. So I do bet $35 and no value ticket. Says everybody just folds. Supposedly cut off at a flush draw. That is definitely surprising that he folded a flush draw for a small size, but maybe some players just don't like to chase the draws on a paired board. And anyways, here comes the big hand. Get ready. This was definitely a really interesting spot. Under again 1 makes it $15. Low jack, 3 bets at 50, and I look down at a beautiful pocket kings in the hijack. Let's 4-bet. I call 4-bet to $160. Folds back to the low jack, and she does not call. She 5-bets to $400, and I call 4-bet and she 5-bets. So I think I'm just mostly just going to call range here because if I rip it, it literally just looks like aces every single time. So I do decide just to call. So let's go to a flop that comes queen, jack, 10. Yeah. Um, when you think about a 5-bet range, kings are pretty much not beating almost anything. I mean, if she's 5-betting ace queen, I guess I'm beating that, but I'm losing against ace king, I'm losing against aces, I'm losing against queens, I'm losing if she's ever 5-betting with jacks. I'm pretty much losing against every hand that 5-bets for the most part, usually. This is streamed, so players could definitely be wider, so I'm hoping that is the case here. So now when C checks, we don't have too much behind, so I think she may even be checking if she has ace, king, queens. So I do decide to check back. Turn is a 5. Now she bets $350. And yeah, really not loving it. But my mind was thinking, hey, 7 deuce is going on too. That's 16 combos. And this player, she could be pretty aggressive. And I've seen her bluff in big pots with 7 deuce. So I definitely think she's capable. So I'm hoping that's the case. I flick in the call. River is another 10 that, yeah, I don't think should change too much. I don't think she has many 10s in the 5-bet range. And she ripped it all in. $605. The pot was 1,500. So I go into the tank. I just think I'm such a weird spot. I'm losing against almost the whole range of what a 5-bet usually is. And is ace queen, if she does have that, is she ever bluffing with that? Because I don't think she's going for value with it. So I really couldn't find many bluffs apart from 7 deuce. But I keep on thinking and thinking, and for the price I'm getting a pretty amazing price. And we are on stream, and I do think this player can be capable. So after a good amount of time, that definitely doesn't help me with the overthinker label, I do flick in the call. And we see the amazing news that she flips over ace 6 of hearts. So our pocket kings is good. Let's go. That brings us right back in the green. So after a pretty bad start, we are back on track. Let's go. Very next hand, I don't even have time to get my chips back in order when it's a bomb pot. Boards is 7, 10, 3, jack, king, king. And I look down at ace, king, jack, 9. I've got a gut shot and a full house, and not like the other one. I got the best possible hand. There's no hands beating me on this board, and the good thing is I got an ace as well. So if there is a chance someone else has king jack, I've got 3 outs to actually improve. So let's not slow play this time. I potted for $105, and I get the button and big blind to call. Turn is a 7 and a 5. Now the big blind leads for $420 with 170 behind. And yeah, only calling here. I don't think there's any purpose in raising because I want to keep the button in. Liliana, shout out to her. She came out from LA on a train to be on stream. So that was definitely pretty awesome. Check her out. And yeah, there's no purpose in repotting it here because I want to keep her in. Most likely, I'm going to be chopping with other players. So chopping a bomb pot, heads up, you don't make much money. But if it's 3 ways, that's actually good profits. So I do just call. But Liliana does get out of the way. She folds. River is a queen and a 6. She downs for $140. I call, and we will chop it up since he had pocket 3s for a full house and another board. And after these few hands, my luck is doing better. It's at 29. So, yep, that's definitely better than 0. In this next hand, straddle is going on. So 2, 5, 10, under and 1 limps, cut off limps, small blind limps, and I'm in a big blind with 5, 4 suited. Let's raise it up. I make it $70. Just get under than 1 and cut off the call. Flop is 6, queen, deuce. So I got a gut shot out of position. I checks to the cutoff, and she bets $125. So on a rainbow board that all my outs are alive with a flush draw there, that if I hit a straight and the heart comes in, I'm very likely may not be good here for that price. Yeah, I just let it go. If you don't know what happens, other player called. Turn was ace, when check, river was 8, under the 1 bet $105. Cut off calls, and C is good with king, queen off. That flop pot pair because other player indeed had a flush draw, so we had 3 outs. That didn't get there, and yep, let's move on. Low jack makes it $15. I got a pretty one. Ace 10 suited. I threw bet to 50. And once again, button George calls. Anastasia calls as well. Flop 5, 6, queen. Yep, 3-bet pot. That board, no bueno for me. I check, checks around. Turn is at 8. So just got worse. I check again when it checks to me. George bets $50. Anastasia. She check raises at 200. So yep, let my hand go. And so does the other player. Very next hand, 2, 5, 10. I look down at the low jack with pocket sevens. I make it $30. I get a cutoff and under in a call. Flop is beautiful. Deuce, 5, 7. Top set. Let's go. Out of position. I check, really hoping for the cut off the bet, but when I check, he just checks back. Turn is an 8. Checks to me, and now let's try going for value. I make it $75 and just the cutoff calls. River is a queen. That wasn't too worried about because I thought a good amount of time. The cutoff would bet the flop with a flush draw, and let's keep on going for value. I make it $125. And he clicks it to 250 and whatever with a set. He clicked it, and maybe he could be doing it with worse with 2-pair. I call. And that turn that didn't seem that bad was actually really bad because he hit his gut shot with his 9-6. Damn, the cutoff is running just pretty good against us today. Is what it is. At least we won that big pot earlier, so we're still doing all right. And that brings my luck back to 0. So, yep, let's move on. Straddle is going on 2, 5, 10. Button limps. I look down in the straddle at ace 8 suited. I make it $60, and she just lets it go. Time for another bomb pot. First board 3, queen 7. Second, ace 4, 6. And I got queen 9, 8, 6. So, top pair. Bad kickers, another board, just middle pair, so definitely not liking it. But when I checks around, turn is a queen and a jack. So, okay, at least I got trips now, still shitty kicker, so still not loving it. But again, when I checks around, there is a jack and a queen. Now the small blind bet, $75. And this is a spot that I thought most likely queens would bet more on the turn and aces more on the river because aces became trips on the river. So I thought more likely than not, my queen's probably good here. Still not loving it, but I do flick in the call. And now the hijack raises to $300 onto the small blind who calls. Thought for a little while, and this is different than the previous one because if I call here, I just got to be good less than half of the time because we're 3 players. And I keep on thinking, especially the hijack, it seems way more likely he has the board that there's the aces on because if he had a strong hand on the queens, well, he probably would have bet the turn if he had trip queens. So maybe river pocket jacks? But I think he may just call with pocket jacks because there's plenty of full houses with the queens that it's losing against. So it just really seemed the hijack had the other board. And it just goes down to the small blind which board she has. So altogether, I just thought it's way more likely to play the other board and my queens is just good here with shitty kickers. So I do flick in the call. And I see the good news when hijack flips over a full house with his ace jack and small blind flips over trip aces. Let's go. My trip queens are good. And let's go back to 2 cards. Straddle is going on. I'm a hijack with pocket sixes. I make it $30 and I get button George to call. So far things have not been going good against him. Let's see if we could win this one. Flop 7, 7, ace. Yep, out of position I check. He checks back. Turn is a 9. And now just trying to get the showdown. I check, but he bets $40. I thought most likely he's betting his aces and sevens on the flop, especially on a flush draw board. And after checking twice, maybe just stabbing, I do call. River is a king. I check, and he bets $75. Not the best spot in the moment. I just thought some straight draws came in on the turn. There is the flush draw, and again, I checked twice, and I thought aces would be betting a lot on the flop, and definitely sevens. So I do flick in a call, and again, He is good against us since he has ace 3, so he did check back his weak kicker ace. Our luck now is at 29. That's the third worst. Let's focus and keep it going. Under the gun, king 7 suited. Let's do it. $15. You get a low jack and cut off the call. Flop is nice. Jack 10 queen. So open in a straight draw, backdoor flush draw, out of position I check. Checks at the cutoff, who bets $35. And on a board that I should have most ace kings. I mean, I should only have ace kings, since ace king usually 3 bets, but sometimes they flat. So maybe they have a little bit, but almost all of ace kings is mine. And I've got a backdoor flush draw and a straight draw. So let's check raise. I make it $100. See things for a little while and does end up calling. Turn does not give us a straight, but it's a 3. That now we have a flush draw to go with our straight draw. So let's keep it going. I make it $300. She goes to the tank for a decent amount of time, and finally, this time she does let it go. Ace high. Nice. Let's move on. Very next hand. Low jack makes it $15. Cutoff calls. And now I actually have it. I'm going to be going with ace king suited. Let's go. I have to bet to $90, but no action since they just let it go. Time for another bomb pot. Board is 3, 7, queen, and 8, 10, 4. And I look down at ace, king, jack, 9. So I got backdoors on one and opening straight on the other. So not the best, but when under the gambit's $50, I think it's definitely good enough. And there's just a lot of good backdoors on both boards for me. So I do call, so does big blind, and the turns are just beautiful. One is a 10, so I have it open-ended and more because I have the other cards to go with it, the ace and the king. So the 8 gives me a straight, and the king and ace does as well. On the other board, it's a 7. So I got the nut straight and the nut flush draw. What a dream of a turn. So now in under the gun bet $75. Yeah, that is way too damn small. I repot it. I got the nuts on one and redraws, and I don't have much on the other ones. So if I just pot it and they fold, it's still good. So that is what I do. I make it $350. And indeed, that is what happens. And they just let it go, and I'll take that. We take this spawn pot, no chopping this time. Next hand, I'm going to cut off with 10-7 suited. I make it $15, and a big my 3 bets to 80, and I just let it go when he had ace 10 suited. In the stats, I'm now in the middle between tight aggressive and loose aggressive. That good with me, looking good. Let's move on to the next hand. I'm going to low jack with ace 10 off. I make it $15. You get a cutoff and big blind to call. Flop is 9, deuce, jack, and yep, out of position I check. Checks around, turn is an 8. Open in a straight draw. Checks to me again, let's bet. I'm going to get $35, and this is the cutoff calls. Big blind folds. River is a 6. Flush draw misses. Some straights miss. I check. He checks back. And we see the good news when our ace is good, since he had king high himself, and we would take it down. If you want to check him out, he makes some cool content as well under the handle Crash Out Poker. Let's move on to the next hand. Cutoff makes it $15. Button calls. I'm going to big one with ace 4 suited. Let's ribbon and make it $90. Cutoff folds, but the button does call. Flop comes ace 7 5. So top pair for a kicker. On ace high board, I'll mix checking and betting. And with top pair, pretty bad kicker, I do check. He checks back. Turn is a 9. And now seem like a close spot by betting and checking. In the moment, I do check with my shitty kicker. He bets $80, and I don't see merit in raising. Seems too thin, so I just call. River is a 6. Yeah, pretty much one of the worst cards of the deck. Almost every draw gets there. So when I check it, it's $160. I haven't seen this player really bluff, and just seems so many times like a flush, and straights get in there too. So yeah, even though I checked twice, just didn't seem like a bluff. So in the moment, I do let it go. And yeah, our ace was good. He just had complete air with his queen 10 of hearts and turned it into a bluff. So yep, this time we made the wrong fold. Let's move on. Pocket kings this time in a hijack. I make it $15 to get a small blind and big blind to call. Flop 6 4 9. I save it for $30 and just let it go. Now in the middle with the luck at 42, so getting a little better. And I'm in fourth with the three bets at 11%. Honestly, I was surprised. I thought I was three betting a good amount of time, but hey, that's what it says. Now I'm going to cut off ace 7 off. I make it $15 to get that button to call. Flop deuce 10-3. I check, he bets $20. And yeah, nothing really going on. I let it go. And he had top pair. Moving on, straddle is going on 2, 5, 10 button limps. I'm in under the gun with king jack off. Let's raise it up. I make it $50 and she folds. Another bomb pot. We are getting involved in a good amount of them. Boards 10, queen, king, queen, ace 9. And Austin bets $45. Look down at king, queen, 9 deuce. So definitely an interesting spot. Yeah, I got top two, but there's two different straights there. And other board, at least I have a bottom two, and I got backdoor flush draw, so definitely not going anywhere yet. I call, but now the button makes it $300 and crash calls. And now Austin rips it all in for $1,000. So yeah, definitely my two pairs not good here. Someone definitely has the nut straight, so I let it go. And then I'm getting all in. Austin and Seth have the nut straight, and Crash has bottom set and top set. He has pocket kings and pocket tens, and yeah, the board does not end up pairing, so he will get stacked. The other two players will split his money. Let's move on to Hold'em. Straddle is going on. It's going on more often now. 2, 5, 10. I'm going to cut off with king jack off. I'm going to get $30 and get under the gun to call. Flop is 8, 3 jack, so pretty good. Top pair king kicker. I save it for $30 and she calls. Turn is a 9. That brings in straights and two pairs. Now she leads $30. So for that small size, I thought most of the time I was good here, but on that turn, I thought raising was a little too thin, so I just call. There is a 6. Yeah, brings in the backdoor flush, and now she bets $30. So I think, yeah, I'm usually good here, but again, raising seemed too thin, so I do just flick in the call, and we are good. Since he had 10 nines, he flopped open in a straight draw, turned a 9, and that pair of 9s is not good. We'll take it down. Next hand, straddle still going on. Cutoff makes it $20. Button calls. I'm in under the gun with the beautiful ace king off. Always nice having a premium in the straddle. I make it $120. And it will end there since they both just let it go. Next hand under the gun makes it 20, and I'm in hijack with 10-9 suited. Let's three bet. I make it 60, and she just calls. Flop is 3-3-6. Checks to me. And yeah, on a board like that, I'm going to usually bet about half pot and 10 high. Hey, we get king highs, queen highs, jack highs, maybe some ace highs to fold. I make it $60, and under the gun just folds what was 7 deuce. And no, she's not a maniac. Actually, this whole time, the 7 deuce game is going on. So whoever wins your 7 deuce, everybody has to pay him $15. I just haven't even got it once, so it just hasn't come up. And I haven't played against anyone. It just, yeah, some days it just happens a bunch of times and others not. So just this session, I think just a few people won it, but really not too much going on. I am still the overthinker, but now I'm unstoppable with most pots won at 21. Let's go. That's the best one. Definitely, if I would want to pick in which one to be, who would be in the unstoppable. So that's good news. And now I'm the higher right end of the tight aggressive. So we're drifting more into the tight area, but still tight aggressive is good. Moving on into low jack, ace-6 suited. Straddler is going on. So I'm going to get $30 and just get under the gun straddler to call. Flop, ace, deuce, 6. So top two. Let's go. Let's bet. I'm going to get $50, but no value to get since he just lets it go. Now we're short-handed, so we just kept the straddle going on. So every hand, with a few exceptions, it'll just be 2, 5, 10. So I'll just not repeat myself every time. In the low jack pocket 9s, I'm going to get $30 and just get under the call. Flop is 8, 5, 6. So checks to me, and I don't mind betting here. In a moment, I do check back. Turns a 3. Now check, check. River's ace. Flush on the board. Check, check. And nobody has a spade, so we'll just chop this one up. Definitely nothing too interesting. Moving on to the next one. And the cutoff, king 7 suited. I make it $30. Now under the gun raises to 80. And yeah, again, I mean, his three bets look strong, but he gets me such an amazing price to call in position. I'm just not folding, so I do call. When the board comes deuce, ace, eight. Yeah, not loving it, but now he checks. And on an ace high board, yeah, maybe he's slow playing or he still have strong hands and not much going on for me. I do check back. Turn is a 4 though, so now I got a flush draw. And when he bets $65, definitely not going anywhere yet. I do call. River is a 4. Now he bets $115 and just seems like a pretty bad spot to bluff when I'm blocking the backdoor flush draw on the board pairs. So yeah, I just let it go. And he flips over 7 deuce. So he won this one. So apart from losing his hand, I will have to pay him $15. And his deuce was actually good. And I'm fifth in luck now at 26%. Next hand, hijack makes it $25. I'm the big one with king jack off. Good enough to defend. I call flop deuce, jack 10, top pair, queen kicker. Pretty good. So when I check and he bets $50, that's pot. Definitely big, but my hand's strong enough. I call. Turn is a 5. I check, and now he checks back. River is a 9. And yeah, probably betting here. In the moment, I did think this player could be pretty aggressive sometimes. And if I did bet, it would be a block bet. So I do decide to check. Maybe he decides to bluff, and I go for a call. But when I check, he checks back, I show, and he mucks. And now I've been carded for a good amount of time. And it's starting to get close to the knit square. That is super annoying because I've been pretty aggressive and just pushing it and really finding spots. But now I'm just card dead, and that's pretty much out of my control. I have my ranges. I'm not going to go super crazy. So hopefully I get more hands now. I do not want to end the session in the knit square. I'm going to low jack with pocket nines. I'm going to get $30 and I get kite off Liliana to call. Flop king, king 5. So decent. Out of position, I check. She checks back. Turn is a 4. Now let's go for value. I'm going to get $30 and C just folds what was ace high. And now I will have that hand since I have ace jack off and a cutoff. I'm going to get $30 and just get under the gun to call. Flop is very nice. 3, 4, jack, top pair, top kicker. But no bother to get since I have at $30, he just lets it go. On to one of the last hands of the session. Hijack, queen, jack suited. $30, big blind calls. Flop 3, 9, jack. Monotone board, I think it's just a bit small. So at top pair, let's do it. I make it $20. And once again, not too much action since he just lets it go. And no fucking way. I am in the bottom right of the knit line. Come on. Yeah, I was really thinking this session for sure I was not going to be in a damn knit box. And just with minutes, end up being up $460. I'll definitely take it, especially after the pretty shitty start I had. That I think I was down like 600 or 700 to get go. And thank you all for watching. As you could like, comment, and subscribe. And as I mentioned in all my content, if you want to play with me, make sure you sign up on Coin Poker with my link. Babo, you get 150% welcome bonus, 33% rakeback, and I do giveaways every single month, and you do support me because I benefit when you sign up. So yeah, link in the description of this video and code Babo. I'd really appreciate it, and I'll see you all next week.